I am honestly worried about the number of people President Mahama is appointing left, right, and center. I am scared. In fact, cockroaches are being appointed, lizards are being appointed, mosquitoes are being appointed.
And the Blakk Rasta also on TSA or heard the kind of appointment that His Excellency just Obetun Bereha, na Mahama appointed frog, say or the office ration in sa Obetun Bereha, na Mahama appointed mosquito, Obetun Ochiremwa. Mahama appointment all year in fact, and more also seen enipa. I high Penyah block media, measure any day, over like video, another room, over subscriber to us. Now, back like a question, I can let us update. Now, better watch their mama ever comment section. Over so I don't watch a video money so any be ashe. Let's go into the story. Yabeka 2024 election in mono during the campaign time. Mahama Eshe boss opa. All the system ministers in a bed juma. Our candidates in fact Ghana phone in Niger course who say it will cut down on expenses. Amount expended on these ministers every year now. In fact, it's so crazy. Ghana, we are developing countries. Yansa and so you change biasa. They are spending some huge sum of money, paying to ministers as monthly salaries. That's a Ghana phone energy. But interestingly, Yatobe Mahama Irene Nancy Abu Jinapo Abeshi communicate, member of parliament for Damango constituency, or the state of Abonte, which say Mahama appointed more than 100 ministers. Meanwhile, promise all the 60 ministers in a bedroom. Now, that in some way, Anna Blakk Rasta, or 3 FM, and the media general, also Blakk Rasta, tell him who support Mahama Penyah or Kahombi. Now, Blakk Rasta and say, or Mahama appointed the Omikia. In fact, Mahama Yaman insists form because this is not what he was expecting from Mahama. Mahama is appointing mosquitoes, lizards, frogs, deer, leopards, and all sorts of animals to the ministerial fold.
Coming from Ghana Web, and it says Mahama has appointed 100 ministers and deputy ministers, and this is Abu Jinapo speaking. Now, the member of parliament for Damongu, Samuel Abu Jinapo, has stated that President John Mahama, despite promising Ghanaians he would form the leanest government, has appointed a total of 100 ministers and deputy ministers. Making his submission on the floor of Parliament on Wednesday, March 5, 2025, he claimed that this has resulted in significant expenses for the National Treasury, contrary to what the President promised. President Mahama has formed arguably one of the largest governments in the history of our country in terms of cost to the national exchequer. Why do I say this? Take, for example, the appointment of Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is equivalent to that of a cabinet minister, who also serves as a member of parliament. This means her salary, emoluments, and conditions of service are the same as those of a cabinet minister who is also an MP. Mr. Speaker, the president has appointed a presidential advisor on the economy, a presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy, a presidential advisor and special aide to the president, a presidential advisor on the national anti-corruption campaign, and presidential advisor on diaspora affairs, he stated. He continued, Mr. Speaker. He has also appointed a presidential advisor, a presidential staffer, and special aide to the vice president, a presidential staffer for the Black Star experience, and a presidential advisor on diaspora affairs. Additionally, he has appointed 5 policy advisors to the vice president. Furthermore, he announced the appointment of a minister for agribusiness. Yet, he has also appointed a director of the presidency in charge of agriculture and agribusiness, my good friend Peter Buama Otokono. Mr. Speaker, he claimed he will not appoint deputy ministers, yet he has appointed 16 presidential staffers in charge of the 16 regions of our country. In reality, when considering their cost to the national treasury, these presidential staffers essentially function as deputy ministers of state. I am honestly worried about the number of people President Mahama is appointing left, right, and center. I am scared. In fact, cockroaches are being appointed, Lizards are being appointed. Mosquitoes are being appointed left, right, and center. Mr. President, let's be honest and let's have it straight. If you have promised that we are going to have the leanest government is not only about ministers and deputy ministers. They involve and include all your appointees, for crying out loud. I am scared the rate at which appointments are flying all over the place. Is it a way to satisfy some people who supported the campaign? When you pass here, a cockroach has been appointed as something for something. A lizard is here, a frog is here. Then you check another corner, there is a bigger reptile there that is also appointed. It is a cause for alarm. What Abu Jinapo, who in my opinion is the worst minister this nation has ever produced. I have lost all respect for Abu Jinapo, and I've said it time and again. He was the worst minister this nation ever had. In his reign as the minister for lands, Galamsey rose all the way to the zenith. We saw the impunity with which our nation was wrecked in terms of our flora and fauna. Abu Jinapo should be bowing down his shame, his head in shame, my brother, my sister, for calling himself a former minister. He wrecked Ghana. If this was a serious country, somebody like this should be wallowing somewhere in the boulders of jail. My brother, my sister, that notwithstanding, he has made a point, and we need to look at the point. What point is he making? He has brought facts that the president has appointed so many different people, and it's almost like saying, I will not appoint deputy ministers, but you have a number of them who have been appointed in several different positions, albeit not in the ministries. It's almost like cutting here and going to slap it over there, robbing Peter to pay Paul in one way or the other. Mr. President, I know there is a lot of pressure on you. Everybody wants an appointment. Everybody's running helter-skelter, and we made it point blank right from the beginning that I will refuse any appointment by any government, any day, any time. So I am not somebody no one should ever consider for appointment. I will not take it. There were some people who said, oh, all these things Blakk Rasta is doing, he wants an appointment. Now it is clear we don't want it. It is time people took Blakk Rasta seriously, beyond serious. Mr. President, with all love and respect, I have so much hope in you. I am ready to support you from here all the way down to El Dorado, where you seek to take this nation to. I am your brother. I love you, Mr. President. But you are actually appointing too many cockroaches and lizards. It's a drain to the coffers of this nation. I know there is so much pressure on you to satisfy any person who coughed in your direction during the campaign. But if you want to do so, you will end up ruining the big legacy that you intend to build. Maybe I should have spoken this one softly into your ears. But I know the bureaucracy that is involved in meeting you hours on end, because I don't envy you. Everybody wants to meet you, Mr. President. What Abu Jinapo has said makes sense to me until otherwise. Too many cockroaches and lizards are being appointed. Too many cockroaches, lizards, and grasshoppers, in fact, and gogomi, are being appointed. Let's watch it. It's the taxpayers' money. The money does not belong to the president. It doesn't belong to the vice president. It belongs to the people of Ghana, not even the presidency. It belongs to the people of Ghana. Please spend it wisely. Mr. President, I know you want to build a strong legacy. Don't follow the failed Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia path. They are a disgrace to this nation. Every day, every night, my brother, my sister, it is terrible. But I leave it there. I love you, Mr. President, and I will continue to love you because I know you have a good heart for this country. I will continue to love you. But where we need to straighten things, I will certainly be part of this strengthening. You are far better than Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia combined 1 million fold. Those guys were just comedians, jokers. As for Bawumia, he should never be allowed on any political platform. He has failed beyond fail. I leave it here.
This is what Blakk Rasta has to say to Mahama concerning the appointment of Mahama Emeki. There's also between Beha, the Mahama appoint Uyo, or between Beha, the Mahama appoint Watching. But just say, appointed Mahama Emeki left, right, center, and there. Or he can't fathom. Ultimate, NTSA, 80, I better canard in a pa. Eddie go, Edema, His Excellency John Mahama, I would a foot. Mahama own take key. So this is what Blakk Rasta has to say. Share your opinion on it at the comment section. I have Penyah Blakk Media.